And we are here. We are live. I am here, as you can hear from my voice. I have no voice. I am sick. I've spent the past 2 days sick. Pavi has been traveling the world being Mr. International Bachelor, so he will not be on the show tonight. But Joel is here. It's your boy TPJ. We had a very, 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 very exciting doubleheader on TNT tonight. The Orlando Magic will not be spoken about on this show again for the rest of this season. But the Lakers lose a heartbreaker. Jamal Murray hits a buzzer beater. Joel was in the group chat. Actually, let me see. Let me see if I can show some of this group chat, because I just want to read just a little bit of the just read just a little bit of the group chat. Okay, let's start it out. So Joel starts out. He says, let's see. We talking about Embiid. Then he said, D-Lo, one text. D-Lo, another text. D-Lo, another text. I text him at 7:18 p.m. They still gonna lose. This happens every time they play, bro. You said D-Lo hitting three threes in 4 minutes does not happen every time they play. Lakers heard the slander. The homie Eli said, Jokic is pacing himself for the competitive series. You said, yeah, whatever. I said, Joe, we going live after this game. I said, we could barely talk, but let's do it. You said, I'm down. Next text, D-Lo. Then you said, AD going at Jokic. After that, D-Lo. Jokic can't hang. All of a sudden, all of these smoke emojis, putting their ass to bed, stealing one in the Mile High City, ha, all caps. The blueprint dropped. It's over. Then all of a sudden, I don't see your name in this thread anymore. You haven't responded back to anything in the thread. Joe, what happened? What happened to the Lakers? They lost? Talk to me.
They lost, man. It was saying it was I don't know, my emotions is all over the place right now. My phone went crazy. A very sad moment for the Lakers. It's almost back to, like, it feels like that same feeling back in like 2011 when the Mavericks hit like every three in the world. Jason Terry caught fire. Sean Marion was hitting threes. Dirk went insane. JJ Barea went crazy. Tyson Chandler was catching lobs. Bynum is getting ejected. Everything just, like, when it all goes wrong at one time and there's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's one of those moments in Laker fandom. It was tough, man. It really, even though as much as, like, I don't see myself as a super biased fan. I always try to look at it from all perspectives. As much as I kind of knew the inevitable, like, it's the 10th time in a row this happened. As much as I knew this was a possibility, I shut it off, and I felt like we could win this game. And the fact that we couldn't pull it out, despite the fact that LeBron James was amazing down the stretch, hitting threes, hitting and one mid-range shots, pretty much doing whatever he could to keep us in the game, and we still couldn't get it. I think the Anthony Davis foul trouble really hurt us. I think the Rui on Jokic minutes really hurt us. I think the D-Lo turnovers, despite the fact that he could finally shoot the ball, have really hurt us. Not getting nothing from Gabe Vincent, that really hurt us. It was all around bad, and it just also really comes down to the fact that nobody in the league can generate open looks for others and produce for themselves better than Nikola Jokic can. That guy is surgical. He catches the ball at the high post elbow area, and he gets you a layup. He'll win a dribble handoff with Murray, different actions with Murray, different players. He'll find Porter open somewhere. He'll find Gordon in the dunker spot. He'll hit Peyton Watson on a dive. But, I mean, it was just it's tough to witness live. But, I mean, the series is not over just yet. I believe the next game is going to be basically Game 7. It's going to be at home, coming off AD's best performance, pretty much arguably as a Laker, literally. The fact that we couldn't get it's tough. But I thought the Lakers, throughout the game until the fourth quarter, they did a really good job of doing what they do best. They forced Gordon to shoot some threes. They did a good job of letting Peyton Watson, the guys who can't shoot, we want to make those guys. They were doing a good job in the first half of making those guys beat us. And they didn't beat us. The second half, once once chaos erupts and everything, I think they have to do a better job of slowing down and going with the bread and butter. I think they got away from it way too much. I thought AD was literally at one point, I believe, I think 13 for 14. And I'm not sure how many times he shot the ball in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough. But in the first half, the version of AD we saw was generational. I saw him; he was picking Jokic up full court. Jokic wasn't just pushing the ball up by himself. AD was picking him up about 80 feet up the floor. He was meeting him there. He's catching the ball at the free throw line, going right at him, being aggressive, just controlling the game on both ends. Everything is clicking.
Yeah, can I interject real quick with my raspy voice? I do want to give AD and LeBron and D'Lo and even Austin Reeves a shout out for the way they played today. I thought Rui Hachimura was actually awful today. He missed a couple shots at the rim. I thought that he had a couple mental lapses on defense, and he just didn't play as efficiently as they would have needed him to play in order for them to win. Like to me, in the game, you got to think about the 1 through 5 matchups, right? At the 5 spot, Jokic versus AD is kind of a wash, but you still gonna give the edge to Jokic, right? At the 4 spot, you got Rui, you got Aaron Gordon. Rui should be outplaying Aaron Gordon every game. If he can't, then they won't win. Then you have LeBron versus Michael Porter. LeBron is going to outplay Michael Porter. Then you got Reeves versus KCP. To me, that's a wash because of what KCP does defensively. I think you even saw the magic of what KCP can provide defensively tonight, just getting in the middle of the lanes, causing LeBron to turn the ball over. I think in the last 4 minutes of the game, he was really good. And then at the point guard spot, today actually was D'Lo was winning the matchup between him and Jamal Murray for 44 minutes. The last 4 minutes, he lost the matchup, and that's when they lost the game. We actually got another guest hopping in, our guy Cam Buford. Cam, what's good, my guy? How you doing?
I know you're gonna have Jones on. What's up, Joe?
Yeah, that's good. Got them,
Joe?
Man,
Joe,
Joel
this is my
in
good friend Cameron Buford. How you doing, man? What's up?
I'm doing good, man. I mean,
Cam, do us a favor. Center your face a little bit.
Out here
Yeah,
in the Central District.
A little bit more, yeah.
Just enjoying the night festivities, man. I saw the Philadelphia 76ers got robbed. I don't know if you guys are touching on that. But then
we haven't done that yet. We talking only Lakers for right now. We're gonna talk that game after this.
Well, let's talk Nuggets. How about that? Let's talk Jamal Murray finishing the job. Let's talk Nikola Jokic, the league's MVP, going to work. How many times, TPJ, how many times has this been that the Nuggets have smacked down the Lakers?
10 in a row.
10 games in a row.
10 in a row. 10 in a row. That's pretty interesting. Well, TPJ, did the Lakers have a big lead in the third quarter? Weren't they up 20? Weren't they up 20?
I told Joe, this happens every game. Every single game, Lakers Nuggets. The Lakers get a good lead. They play good in the first half. The Nuggets play kind of terrible for the first 6 minutes of the third quarter. Then they put the press on the Lakers. They get the lead to within 10, and then Darvin Ham can't out-adjust anyone to win the game. And that's just what it boils down to.
You're putting this on Darvin Ham.
Yeah, I am putting it on Darvin Ham.
The Lakers don't
I thought number one, he mismanaged his timeouts during that end of that run. Like, why are you saving timeouts when you were watching a 20-point lead dwindle? You could clearly see, and Reggie Miller and Jamal Crawford talked about it, that the guys were gassed, that they were all tired, that they needed a rest. So I just thought Darvin Ham mismanaged the end of that game. Also, to me, I like what they did offensively overall throughout the game. But at the end of the game, to me, I think the ball got to go in Austin Reeves' hands a little bit more down the stretch. And I think the problem is when you go to – listen to what I'm saying. I think the problem is when you go to LeBron heavy at the end of the game, even though LeBron played magnificent today, it takes away the rhythm of the offense. Like, if you think about what they did for the first 40 minutes of that basketball game, the offense was moving. It was rhythm. It wasn't all LeBron or bust. They was getting post-ups, and AD was getting down in the rim. They were controlling the time of the possession of the game. As the game started to dwindle away, they stopped going down low to AD. LeBron thought he was going to turn the clock back to 2014, and D'Lo got a couple opportunities to make threes at the end of the game, but really the offense just stopped moving at the end of the game. And to me, that's the reason why they lost. When you play in a team as methodical as the Nuggets, you have to play for 48 minutes. You cannot play for 40 minutes. You can't play for 44. You can't play for 46. You can't play for 47 and 30 seconds. You got to play for 48 minutes. And what they did tonight was they played for 44 minutes, and in the last 4 minutes, they gave the ball to LeBron, and they said, save us. And that doesn't work anymore. This is not 2014. This ain't 2020. This ain't 2021 or 2022 or 2008 or 9 or none of them years. Like, it's over, bro. And don't get me wrong, he played great. He played great. But if you look at the end of them possessions, bro, they didn't do well. Go ahead.
Thomas. What you're saying is not wrong. But that's like saying when the moments that count, you're not going to give the guy you're not going to give LeBron James the ball in his hands when in the moment that counts. You're going to you're saying take it out of his hands and put it in Austin Reeves' hands.
Ask Joe. Wait a minute. Ask Joe. In late game situations this season, has Austin Reeves not been extremely clutch and great for the Lakers with the ball in his hands?
I'm not saying he hasn't, but he's not the reason they were in the championship.
You missing my whole point.
I hear what you're saying, Thomas.
My whole point is that the entire offense slowed down.
Taking the ball out of arguably the second greatest basketball player ever that we've seen. You
about to make me start yelling, and my voice is hoarse. But he old as fuck. No, we don't give a fuck about that. You and LeBron James probably the same fucking age. I don't want to hear that shit. You and LeBron the same fucking age. And you sit up here talking to me about this stupid ass shit. You and LeBron the same goddamn age. He can't, stop. He can't goddamn win the whole goddamn game by himself no more. You and him the same age. He should be in the rec league with you. I don't want to hear that. Give the ball to the guy that's been the young perimeter player and ball handler that you've been able to run a pick and roll with at the end of the games with him and AD and him and LeBron. You can't do that shit if LeBron just dribbling the ball and running full speed at the rim. Guess what the Lakers didn't do today? Score 100 points. So don't talk to me about that. Do not talk to me about that. I don't want to hear that. They had 59 points at halftime, and they didn't score 100 points. They scored 20 and 20. What are we talking about? Get the ball out of LeBron's fucking hands. He's not that guy anymore. And it was cool. It was smooth. He kept him in the game, but he didn't win them the game. He can't win you games no more. Give the ball to AD. AD was dominant the whole night. Jokic out there tired. Murray hands on his knees. He bent over. Get the ball to AD and move.
Okay. So you said, excuse me, I'm gonna let you go right here. But you just said take the LeBron, give the ball to Austin Reeves in the last 4 minutes of the game. What was Anthony Davis doing those 8 minutes of the fourth quarter before the last 4 minutes?
No, wait a minute. Did you not hear during the broadcast in the fourth quarter when Jamal Crawford commented and he said LeBron is running point guard right now for the Lakers? So if LeBron is running point guard right now for the Lakers, who is deciding who gets the ball? Answer the question.
LeBron.
Okay, then. So what are we talking about?
What I'm saying, where is AD in it? Where is AD? Now you're blaming LeBron for not getting AD the ball? Is that what you're doing?
Yes. If he's running fucking point guard, what are we talking about?
I think that was probably with just above that 4 minute mark in the game. If I'm not,
that's definitely the title of this episode. Cam and LeBron the same. And I'm putting Cam facial hair on LeBron's face. I'm putting Cam with the sideburns on LeBron's face. Fuck out of here, man. Come on, man.
Look, it comes down to this. When you watch the fourth quarter of every Lakers Nuggets game, it's two different. It's two different, like completely different things. On the Nuggets come down on offense and the Lakers come down on offense. It's completely different. You got the Nuggets, got 3-4 guys are touching the ball. There's back cuts. There's there's dribble handoffs. All these different types of actions they run, and they settle down and they work the shot clock till they get a good look. And then you come down to the other side. It's the Lakers, and it's LeBron dribble, step back three, dribble, high screen and roll, come off, try to go downhill, miss a layup. It's LeBron dribble, is swinging to Davis. Davis is not he doesn't want to be aggressive all of a sudden. He swings it right back. LeBron James has to hit some insane tough pivot fade away. It's nasty. One reason, if you want to blame Darvin Ham, I'd blame him for that. I think he has to get into these guys' heads, and they have to. I don't know how they haven't figured this out yet, but you're not going to beat this Nuggets team when they're generating high quality look after high quality look, and you're coming down and shooting bad shot after bad shot after bad shot. You're not going to beat this team that way. They haven't figured this out yet, and the personnel still isn't there. We don't have any. AD got in foul trouble. Personnel is not there. AD gets in foul trouble. We have to throw Rui Hachimura on Nikola Jokic. Rui Hachimura is 4 or 5 inches shorter, 100 pounds lighter. He has no match for him in the situation. We don't trust Jackson Hayes with
so you're gonna trade for Rudy. You're gonna trade for Rudy Gobert next season. In the offseason, you're gonna trade for Rudy Gobert.
It sounds good. I'm saying, but we just need more big bodies. Like if you look at, because this team is beatable, and the Lakers team is actually, when they beat them, that because in 2020 is because they had the big body. We don't have the personnel, and we don't have the ability to settle down and run offense. I kind of agree with Tom. LeBron kind of gets a little too ahead of himself, and he just tries to do it all, and it looks good and it works for a bit, but it's not sustainable when you want to win a game or a series like this versus this team. And this was really, really sucked the life out of us. I think the Lakers did a great job that first half of moving the ball, and the fact that they couldn't with Davis being
everybody else. And Austin Reeves, and to his point, to Thomas's point, Austin Reeves, helped get him off to the good start, and Austin Reeves can score when allowed to. But just to think that he's going to finish the game off. I don't think LeBron's at that point in his career where he's ready to pass the ball off to somebody else.
And guess what? You're wrong. LeBron been doing that his whole career. This game, I'm gonna tell you why this game was a travesty. Game was a travesty because Austin Reeves wasn't even in good motion, but Austin Reeves had the highest plus minus on the whole team. If you just get him and keep him involved in the game, the ball can move around more and guys can get the opportunity to get open shots. What you saw in the third and the fourth quarter was a lack of open shots, and they weren't getting any open shots because of the fact that the ball stopped moving. The ball was moving around and hopping around in the first quarter, and they were on the break. That's how D'Lo was able to do what he did today. But even let's go right now. Fourth quarter, we can go fourth quarter play-by-play from, 5 minutes in Lakers, 5 minutes in, 5:55. LeBron James makes 26-foot three-pointer, gave Vincent assists. Next play, LeBron misses a driving layup. Next play, KCP blocks LeBron's layup. Next play, shot clock turnover. I think LeBron had the ball in his hands. Next play after that for the Lakers, LeBron misses a free throw, goes 1-on-1 at the line. Next play, Austin Reeves makes a 15-foot shot. Next play, Rui misses a 26-foot three-pointer. Next play, Reeves misses a 20-foot three-pointer. Next play, LeBron, he makes a dunk. The next play after that, D'Lo makes a layup. Next play after that, LeBron makes a layup. And after that, LeBron misses a three-pointer.
See, don't skip over the D'Lo layup.
Wait a minute. I'm not skipping over the layup. Did you hear how many times I just named LeBron's play where it ended up with them not scoring? He had the ball the majority of the time. Reeves missed 2 jump shots. LeBron had the ball in his hands them other 6 of them 10 possessions. That's my point.
You're glossing over with the minute to go D'Lo's layup to give them the lead in the game.
I'm not mad at that. That was great.
You're glossing over that. That's what I'm saying.
How am I glossing over it? My whole point is the ball was not moving because LeBron had the ball in his hands.
And that's the point that you're
trying
to make.
How many times did you hear me name Anthony Davis getting the ball in the post? None. Because it didn't happen. Because LeBron had the ball in his hands. That's my whole point.
I think Davis had 0 points in the fourth quarter.
He's 0. He had 32 in the game, 0 in the fourth quarter.
0 points in the fourth quarter.
I wonder. I'm not looking at the stat sheet, but
absolutely
how many shots did he get up? And to your point, Thomas.
AD took 19 shots. LeBron took 19 shots. LeBron was 9 of 19. AD was 14 of 19 with 4 from the free throw line.
In the fourth quarter, I was talking. About
he didn't score. He didn't score.
No. How many shots did he get in the fourth quarter?
I just told you. Got one.
Just that.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. He got one shot. I see one shot. Hold on.
Yeah.
I see one shot.
Yeah, you're right.
I see 2 shots. No, he got a 2-foot dunk. 3. Okay, 3. He got okay. Okay. He made 3 shots. So he actually scored, I think, 6 or 7. No, actually he scored 8 points in the fourth.
No, he had 0 points in the fourth quarter. But he missed.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. I'm looking at the fourth quarter. I'm looking at the first. My bad. I'm tweaking. Yeah, my bad. I'm looking at the first.
He had one jumper.
But did you hear all? Yeah.
He had one jumper in the fourth quarter. He had one jumper.
And y'all got to stop saying TPJ. I thought you wanted to stop LeBron stop passing the ball in the clutch. I didn't say the last shot of the game. I said move the ball around at the end of the game. The ball wasn't moving around at the end of the game. It was not. It was stuck in LeBron's hands. And if the ball gonna get stuck in your hands and you're not going to give it to the big man that just scored 32 through 3 quarters on 14 to 19 shooting while you shooting 9 of whatever, like, come on, man. Like, I get it. We all want to blame the coach, but I'm blaming LeBron for this. Like, you got to be better. The problem is LeBron still want to be the guy. And what Nikola Jokic does every time is say, sit your old ass the fuck down. It's over. You're not the guy anymore. This is my shit. I'm going to go out there and give you 20, 20, and 10, and we're going to come back. And my mate going to get the opportunity to hit the game winner.
Joe, so when on Thursday night in LA, are you prepared? Are you prepared to allow Austin Reeves to lead the team in shooting?
Not lead the team in shooting, no.
I didn't say lead the team in shooting.
Just as a reference point, I mean, last year when we beat Memphis, what happened when we beat Memphis is LeBron referred to Reeves.
Don't Memphis.
LeBron referred to Reeves, and Reeves took us out that series. He was hitting multiple games. He hit big shots, and he was the reason why we won. LeBron literally gave the ball to Reeves, and he went to go stand in the corner.
Reeves was 4 of 11.
The Nuggets personnel, though, they have guys like, the KCPs and the Gordons and the Paytons.
Even Braun, like even if you look at what the Nuggets did, right, in the fourth quarter, I think Braun hit a jumper from what, like the free throw line. Like it's like he didn't even finish the game. But it's others that get the opportunity when Jokic is on the floor to score, and that's why they're able to win. Like, if Jokic wanted to take 25 shots a night, he could easily do that. He scored. He took 16 shots tonight, had 27 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists, 7 of 7 from the free throw line.
Yeah, nobody generates better offense than him.
Like, bro, D-Lo took as many shots as Jokic did. LeBron took 3 more shots, and AD took 3 more shots. That's my point, bro. Like, LeBron had 12 assists tonight, but how many of them came in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, good point.
That's my only thing with it. That's
not away from their brand of basketball in the fourth quarter. It's like when the Nuggets go on them 8-0 runs and the 3 start falling and the ball arena is popping, everybody's screaming, yelling, they just freeze up. And you think that the veterans and LeBron James and Davis, guys who are champions, would be able to respond to this, but they have not figured it out whatsoever. Me personally, I go into these situations with higher expectations for these guys. Well, I did think they could win this game, but these NBA veterans have not figured it out yet, even though it's the same consistent path away all over again.
I just think it's hard because of their personnel to figure it out because, like even with that whole lob to Aaron Gordon type of thing that Jokic has when he's in the post, like I look for it every time at this point when he's in the post. So if you're playing against him, you got to look for it. And then you make one wrong rotation because you got your eye on Jokic, maybe trying to make sure Gordon doesn't cut to the rim. And then before you know it, Michael Porter Jr. got a wide open three, or Murray got an opportunity to get a shot, or Peyton Watson got an opportunity to get the shot. Other thing about the Nuggets is that like they cut a lot around Jokic. Like that's the thing that we don't really pay attention to. Like he has the ball a lot in his hands from the high post and from the top of the key, but they cut a lot around him. So unlike Steph Curry, where Steph is always on the move, so you got to account for Steph, you always got to account for Jokic's teammates because they always cutting or doing some kind of back cut or back screen, and he knows what all those options are. Like he's like, TNT, they talked about it on the broadcast, how Peyton Manning was talking about how great Jokic was. Like after the game, like he walked up to him and was complimenting him. It's like he has Peyton Manning level type of vision and awareness of knowing where the defensive back and the cornerback gonna be and the defensive end. Like he knows all of these pre-screen reads. Like even if you looked at the end of the game, like Jokic brought the ball up, gave the ball to Murray, like on I think the second to last possession. The team was like not running offense right. He was basically standing on the left free throw line, like literally telling like, "Yo, move, Murray, come, get the ball, get the screen back and go." Like he was literally he was doing the point guard. He was doing the point guard's job, and what LeBron was doing was trying to score. And I've said it a million times on this podcast. Greg Popovich, my favorite quote from him is what he said when he realized Kawhi Leonard was going to be a great player. He said, when I told Kawhi that when I call a play for you, it's for the Spurs to score and not for Kawhi to score. And once Kawhi realized that when I called a play for him, it was for the Spurs to score and not for him to score, that was when he became a great player. LeBron used to be the guy that when they called a play for him, the team would eat. Now that he has control and they don't respect Darvin Ham, he's going to eat to the point where he's full and nobody else got nothing to eat. And now everybody else is walking around grumpy. And that's what kind of really happens with them in the fourth quarter and the second half. Like, I don't want to hear about none of the role players. I can get mad at Darvin Ham, but if the ball going to be in LeBron's hands and the announcers is literally saying LeBron is running point guard, how does your big man not score? He got 32 on 14 to 19 shooting. That's LeBron.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. What do you
Let's move on. Let's talk about the Knicks.
And the Knicks. Let's talk about the Sixers got robbed. I mean, come on.
How'd they get robbed?
I thought that was a foul. I thought that was a foul off the rebound.
Now basketball.
The Maxey. What? That was basketball.
They got robbed multiple times in that sequence.
That was Madison Square Garden situation. The Knicks at home and Adam Silver probably was in the stands. That was he got fouled when he got the ball.
He's not getting that rebound.
They should have called timeout after they made
He did. He called it twice, but this is the thing. I'll say this: even when Maxey fell on the ground, because you know how people let us say like, and the Knicks fans like, oh, Nurse faked out the timeout. He had it up and then he took it back down once the ball got inbounded, and he tried it again. But I looked at one of the replays, and literally when Maxey is on the ground with the ball in his hands before Josh Hart knocks it out, you can clearly see Nick Nurse in the background with the tee up for timeout. And that was before Josh Hart, because Maxey, he fell to the ground. It was like a second or so when he was on the ground before Hart swiped the ball. You can clearly see Nick Nurse in the background with the timeout. In my mind, I think what they need to do for the NBA is give the coaches a clicker, and I'm not joking, give them a clicker, and at the end of the game, if they want to call a timeout, they can call a timeout, and a horn will sound, the buzzer goes on, and then they signal the timeout. Because what this does inherently is put the onus on three dudes in a stadium of 20,000 people that's standing on their feet, screaming at the top of their lungs, players standing up on the sidelines. It's rockets in there. Like, I don't expect them to see everything, but why, they want to talk about all this AI bullshit. You can't just give a motherfucker a clicker so they can click a button and it's a timeout.
Yeah, that or I mean,
even if they hit the button right, and let's just say they hit the button, and it just so happened that they hit the button right as Hart swiped the ball out, and the ball is on the ground in the middle of Maxey and Hart. They should have the ability, whenever the coach hits the button, to review the timeout, and because it's synced up with the broadcast, to know when it was called, and if the timeout is called incorrectly and there is no possession, then it should be a jump ball situation. Or if it's possession, it should go to that team. Otherwise, we just sit up here like, this is goofy to me, especially with all of these DraftKings commercials they got on. Like, if I was a bettor, I would be incensed right now. That's why I don't bet.
Yeah, that's not a bad call, but you're extending the game, and I don't think they want to extend the game with a buzzer.
I don't think that extends the game. How does that extend the game?
Because now
they're gonna
end up replaying every time the buzzer goes off.
No, that's not true. Cam, after the 3-minute mark in the fourth quarter, your media timeout is gone. There's only 2 timeouts left with under 3 minutes left in the game for each team usually. That means at the most, if they hit the buzzer and there's no point of contention, move on. Like, let's just say it's a dead ball free throw and the coach hit the button and the timeout ring, or they just do the hand signal. Cool. But at the end of the they should have the option to signal in when they want to call a timeout, because otherwise you're literally relying on 3 people whose eyes are on the floor and not on the sidelines to regulate when a timeout is being called. And then if the coach runs on the floor, you're going to call a technical.
Yeah, I get your point in theory. I just think that's going to extend the game. And
I don't think it would at all.
That is a reason, though, that they wouldn't.
Would you rather get it right?
No, I get your point in theory. It actually makes sense in theory. I just think it extends the game, and the reason they wouldn't implement something like that.
Look, I get it. Y'all can about that. Nobody cares about the time. I'm not really giving y'all that. They should have called a timeout. If Embiid boxes Hardenstein out on that last play and grabs his rebound,
not even Embiid, Batum and Tobias Harris.
Embiid was down there too. He the biggest one, so I'm gonna put it on him. You get a rebound right there. Defense does not get the opportunity to make that 3 ball and put them up. If
that's
they
hard
make
to
better decisions.
That's hard to say.
Lowry hits his free throws. They make better. If they can execute better, they win this game. I think this is thrilling. On the same series, it's probably going to go 7. This one's going to hurt. I do expect Philly to grab the next 2 at home.
You think Philly can bounce back? That's my next question. That was my next question. Whose loss hurts more, and who's able to rebound from their loss? Is it the Sixers or the Lakers?
This was the Sixers easy because their opponent isn't as good. Their opponent isn't half as good. The Nuggets are the defending champions. Yeah, but I think that going back home, and I think that all the fact that their star power has done such a great job of proving themselves. Maxey has been exceptional.
Maxey is bananas.
Embiid has been exceptional in these 2 games, and they're heading back home. The fact that they competed the way they did on the road, if we can be completely honest, it seems like the Knicks are winning this series so far right now on role player super shots, and that's one thing we know about the playoffs over the years. What's the one rule with the playoffs over the years? Role players play better at home.
Yeah.
I do not expect Josh Hart to make 3 threes in the last 2 minutes of the game in Philadelphia. Yeah. I do not expect Miles McBride to hit 6 threes in one game in Philadelphia. These things are not going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Philly wins the next game by 40.
By 40?
By 30 to 40 play. They're going to be extra fired up, and these role players are not going to produce the same way. And Brunson, he hasn't figured it out yet. This is his first playoff series as a lead dog. He has not figured it out yet. I think he's something nasty in the 2 games, like 20 for 45 or just something 20 for 50, something insane. He hasn't figured it out yet. They're throwing extra bodies at him. The physicality, it seems like he has not figured it out yet. Now you're going to go on the road to one of the most hostile environments in basketball. A hungry team. The fans are going to be loud as hell in Philly. The series is drastically going to shift. I feel like it's pretty much guaranteed to go back 2-2. And then whoever can steal that game 5 is probably going to be who wins this series. But this is probably the best first round series. And the Knicks, Knicks were my favorite team to watch this year, excluding the Lakers. My favorite league pass team. They play hard. I love Tibbs. Hard. They a really, really, really fun team to watch. Brunson was my favorite story of the year. I think he should be first team All NBA. But the fact that they get in the first round stuck with a Philadelphia team, we all know that is a little better than, they're not a typical 7-seed team.
They're not right, sure.
Yeah, so they're that low obviously because of Embiid's injury, but they can mess around and lose this series if they don't get more out of Brunson. And I'm sorry, I just don't expect these role players. These players, I love Josh Hart, I love him, I love these guys, but I don't expect them to continue to produce the way they have.
I mean, DiVincenzo hits more threes than as many threes as, or he's just behind Steph Curry as the many threes in the second half of the season. So
yeah, he's a heck of a shooter. Yeah, he is.
So I can't fully rock with that they're not going to be able to perform on the road.
All of them though, like I mean, all of them though. I don't think all.
I can't rock with that. I mean, Hart is just, he gives you, heart and hustle, and now he can make a shot every now and then. I can't just say he's going to be ass when they get to Philly.
Hart and DiVincenzo combined for 8 threes. They both made 8 threes. They shot combined 8 for 15 from 3. Hart and DiVincenzo alone. They're not doing that on the road. If they do that on the road, I'll tip my hat. And
yeah, you might be tipping your hat, dog. You might be tipping your hat because that's what DiVincenzo does. I'm not sure if you.
I understand, but
you say you watch the Knicks. You would have seen him.
Hey, now we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. Did y'all see what LeBron said?
Nah, what he said?
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if I can.
You blaming somebody else?
No, let's see if I can add it.
You're not blaming somebody else.
Can y'all hear it? Hold on.
It's going to go. It doesn't make sense to me. It makes no sense to me. It bothers me.
Just listen.
Sorry I didn't answer your question, but that shit is like.
It's about the replay center.
And then I just saw what happened with the Sixers Knicks game too. What are we doing?
And then he walked off. So what do y'all think about that? I mean, obviously we're talking about, he talked about D'Lo getting hit in the face. He talks about what happened at the end of the 76ers game. Like, what do you think about that? Do you think it's just sour grapes from LeBron, or do you think that he had a point? I think he got a point. I'm not gonna be honest. The officiating has been awful since they started this sports betting stuff. Like, I'm not lying. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna blame the sports books because they are not the problem. But the officiating has definitely hit a steep decline in consistency and in overall just grade level to me since they started allowing people to bet on sports books everywhere. Like, it's completely subjective now, including the rules that have been written down in a rule book.
So all season. So this is basically all season you're talking about.
I've been saying this all season.
I don't know, Thomas. The most I've seen is the game has been more physical since the All-Star break. Officiating is officiating, man. It's the officiating has always been sketchy. It's always been sketchy based on who you're watching or what game you're watching. I can't say it's getting any worse. I mean, we notice it more. There's more cameras at the game, more replays. We notice it more. I can't say it's only because of the betting, but then I'm not betting, so I'm sure bettors, those guys, everybody's betting the money is going to have that excuse, but I can't say that. What about you, Joel?
And I just want to say this real quick. Robert Horry called out the Lakers and said that he didn't like the fact that they went away from Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell in the second half, i.e. giving LeBron the ball and moving out the way. But go ahead.
I mean, I don't have too much to take on this. I mean, people are always going to have their conspiracies and opinions on the referees. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the call. I mean, LeBron is obviously, extremely frustrated going down 0-2 again. He showed it last game 1 when he was on the bench. He's not happy with the result. I mean, anytime you're not happy with the result, first thing you do, somebody's got to take the blame. They want to blame it on Darvin Ham half the year. They want to somebody. So you just, instead of just taking the L up on the chin like how a man should, he tried to point the finger somewhere else. I mean, I'm not really trying to hear that. I've never really been that type of person. Even though obviously the D'Lo thing, he got smacked in the face and they still and they reversed the call just because he already let go of the ball. That's bullshit. I'm pretty sure there's also a couple calls that could have went the other way as well from both sides. It's part of the game. It's gonna be bad calls. I'm not really here for the whole come to the box, come to the press and complain and all that. Like, nah, man, you were up 20. That's all I feel about it.
Yeah, they were up 20 in the third quarter. Like, that's oh man. Do you think they can come back and win? You said that you wouldn't be surprised if the Sixers came back and win by 30. Can the Lakers win by 10?
I wouldn't bet on it, but they can. I mean, of course they can. I mean, that's why they roll the ball out there. I don't think it's impossible, but I don't think it's likely. It seems like this Nuggets team has a physical, mental, verbal advantage in every single way. X and O, every advantage over the team. It seems like the sample size is very high. We've seen it too many times. It just doesn't seem very likely. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it, but it's possible.
Fellas, but the NBA, I mean, you guys remember the video, the commercial, right? The NBA is fantastic, man. This is these playoff games. This is the time of year we wait to see. We wait for, right? Because the NBA is fantastic. Whichever way you look at it, I'm waiting for my Sonics to come back so I can have a rooting interest. Joel, you guys see the Sonics gear, right? I'm waiting.
I see the Sonics. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Sonics to come back, man. Then we can have somebody I can be crying about, Joel. like you come up with excuses every which way.
I just told you I'm not an excuses person. I'm not with the whole blaming the referee.
Yeah, we know the truth, though, Joe. We know the truth. We know the truth. We know the truth.
Okay, what?
We know the truth. What other series though? I mean, I thought the Clippers and the Mavericks was going to be the best series, just to kind of spin the show off. I'm gonna head out. I thought the Clippers and the Magic and the Mavericks would be the other most entertaining series in this first round. But can the Suns wake up? Can the Suns wake up and make it a series against the Timberwolves?
I think so for sure. For sure. That first game, Ant caught fire and he was talking crazy. I don't think guys like the D-Book, the competitiveness in guys like D-Book and Durant and Beal just lay down after something like that. I think Anthony, I think he might have made a big mistake doing all that. I mean, this one game, just great game, young man, but it's a long series, and I think he's probably going to end up eating his words heading later in this series. I fully expect him to bounce back, but shout out to them for
good dope.
executing what they do best.
You do good dope. They're not making him regret anything. They're not making Anthony Edwards regret anything. All right, he's a Lamborghini. He's a Lamborghini, and at this point, they are the 2000 and he's a 2024 Lamborghini, and they 2018 Audis at this point. All right,
Devin Booker is a 2018.
I don't think Devin Booker is better than Anthony Edwards anymore.
You don't got to be better than him. He's got enough supporting cast to get some wins.
No, he doesn't. They don't have enough defense. They don't have enough defense. They don't have enough rebounding. Jaden McDaniels is making everyone who he guards life a living hell. If Anthony Edwards is going to take it personally and defend every night, which he has been doing, they will be perfectly fine. Mike Conley has been there and it has been a steadying force. To me, the last game was a game that if they would have been as terrible as they were last year and previous years and played as dumb as they did before, they would have lost that game and the Suns would have come back. I think what they did was they executed, they played smart, they rebounded, and most of all, they made timely baskets, which is usually a problem for them at the end of the game because the offense gets stagnant. I think Karl Anthony Towns is taking it personally because everybody's talking about him maybe needing to get traded this offseason because it's Ant's team now. So I think he knows, especially coming off that knee injury, that he has a point to prove where he's going to end up somewhere that he doesn't want to be. So I look at what the Timberwolves do, and I think that they will be able to sustain it. I picked them to win. I actually think they're going to win in 6, and I think it'll be fairly easily for them. I think the Suns will probably win Game 3 and maybe win Game 5, but I look for the Timberwolves to just end it, and I think this is the first real test that they'll get, and if they can pass this test, I think they can make it to the conference finals. I don't think they can beat the Nuggets, but I think they can maybe go 7 with the Nuggets. And
was it a fluke? Was it a fluke? The Pelicans being a missed shot away from beating the Thunder.
It was not a fluke. The Pelicans just really missed Zion because Brandon Ingram is just not good.
Yeah, okay.
He's just not like he's okay. He's just not good. He's just not good.
Are you saying he's not good overall? He's not. He's not recovered from his injury, or he's not a first guy. Is that what you're saying?
Injury schminjury. He's not even a third guy.
Ooh.
He's not even a third guy.
Not
CJ
even
got the
third.
ball in his. CJ has the ball in his hands when it matters. Not Ingram. He's not even a third guy.
I think
Ingram
the two of them are a problem.
Trey Murphy. To me on the
Oh,
Pelicans,
my goodness, guys,
it is Zion
who
1.
take the
It's
craziest shot?
CJ 2. It's Trey Murphy 3, and it's Brandon Ingram 4. Brandon Ingram has no space on his team. He has no space to create his own shots. He's playing in the same position as a guy that's better at him at that position for what they need him to do. Trey Murphy, as a 3-and-D guy, is much better at his role than Brandon Ingram as a small forward ball handling distributor. What you see is when you get into him defensively, he can't make shots because he's too long, but he doesn't have the ability to shoot over people in the mid-range. So what happens is he gets stuck out there on the perimeter on an island, and then he tries to like LeBron his way through people's body, but he's not skilled enough to do that. So he gets offensive fouls, turnovers, bad passes, caught in the air with the ball in his hands. He is not a good player. He is an average player who has had a lot of opportunity due to where he was drafted. And I will never not say that. I've been saying that since he was in LA. As Joel, I always believe he was an average player with a large amount of opportunity. And the fact that he was on LeBron's team and he was drafted so high and you traded him away when you got LeBron, man, you needed him to work. So you keep giving him the ball. But he's not that guy. He's not going to win you a series. He's not going to win you a game. If you have to give the ball to C.J. McCollum at the end of the game to win you a game, when you got Brandon Ingram on the team, you have a problem. You have a problem.
That there, I agree. I'm just not sure that he's in that game yesterday. I'm not sure that he was fully in rhythm, fully in rhythm. Fully, have his feet under him, his legs under him, enough to perform as you want.
What are we talking about? He literally just said after they won playing that he spent the whole time not even on the phone because he was so locked in and concentrated and focusing on ball.
Yeah,
so I don't want to hear that.
He was out for 2 months before that.
He got strapped up at Lou Dort. That's what happened. He got strapped up. Strapped up.
There is.
He got taken to Lover's Lane and strapped up by Lou Dort.
Ouch. But does anybody take worse shots in the league than Trey Murphy?
No, Trey. No. Relax.
Brandon Ingram.
Trey Murphy is Trey Murphy is really good.
Dog.
He makes those shots.
No, you tripping, Cam. This is the point you're not understanding. Is Trey Murphy is a better player than Brandon Ingram. He actually is. And you can say what you want to, but Trey Murphy's shooting 44% from the field and 38% from three. If he's not going to be the one to shoot threes, who on this team, who is?
Yeah, that's a fair point. They got him to space the floor. I agree with that. But he takes some crazy, outrageous shots. Like, not even in the flow of the offense. It comes to him, and he's putting it up like it's a hot potato. So that's surprising to me. Do you have do the Clippers?
Yeah. Go ahead, Cam.
Are the Clippers able to the other night? Are they able to sustain this throughout the series?
I'm gonna let Joe go first because I have no voice.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I definitely think they can sustain this. I think that they play really well as a team. I think they really. I'm not gonna lie. Even they shocked me. A lot of people expected the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks were actually favorites to win that game in Los Angeles, the afternoon game. But I think the Clippers really came out there and punched them in the mouth with no Kawhi Leonard, no problem. They shared the ball. Harden was hitting shots. Westbrook did a great job. Barton, Kyrie, and Harden and those guys. Ty Lue was exceptional. Every time when the Mavericks would chop down the lead to say 15, 16, they call a timeout. Right out of the timeout, they generate a high quality look. They get a PG on the back door, and they get somebody off a pin. They get quality looks. Also, Paul George was hitting Paul George shots. He was when they needed the most, top of the key, hitting contested shots, doing his thing, penetrating, getting to the lane. I think that all around as a team, and I think they have this team's number. They have the Mavericks number. It's right there. It's proof is in the pudding. They beat them twice in playoff series, and I believe Luka is somewhere around 12-20 for his career against the Clippers. He doesn't win games versus his team. He gets the big stats. Like I said this on the last virtual podcast we did. One of the most false narratives about the NBA is that Luka owns the Clippers, or the Clippers should be scared of Luka. No, he doesn't win games versus them unless Luka's goal is to go out there and get those stats and walk away with just stats. And that's the goal. Then he owns them. But I mean, we play for wins. He can't do that. And also, I think the Mavericks offense. We talk about the Lakers and LeBron doing this. The Mavericks offense is pathetic a lot of the times. I'm not gonna lie. It's Luka running around off a screen, dribbling. He's gonna shoot, or he passes somebody, gets it right back, dribble, shoot, and they just run the same. And the guys are standing around. The guys are standing around getting cold feet. PJ Washington standing in the corner. Tim Hardaway Jr. standing around. A lot of watching. They're not gonna win anything as long as their offense continues to be what it is. They're not gonna beat this Clippers team with the personnel. And I think Zubac did a good job even holding his own when he got out there on switches with personnel the Clippers have. With these guys with Terrence Manns and Westbrooks and Paul Georges and even Amir Coffees. It's not.
You gotta give Amir Coffee
with this play style. You're not.
If you like basketball, you got to give Amir Coffee some love. For him to sit on the bench for as long as he has and he played when Kawhi got hurt, but then not knowing how many minutes you're going to get or when those minutes are going to come, and for him to step up and be able to perform like he did last night, you got to give Amir Coffee some love for his ability to play. I'm going to have a chance to talk to him this week, and I look forward to touching on just that staying ready, that concept, staying ready and being ready when your name is called. Like I appreciate a guy like that. What's your thoughts on Amir Coffee? If you can go further, Thomas.
I don't have any thoughts on Amir Coffee. I think he's a good role player, and I don't really spend my time too much concentrating on the Clippers role players because they're all interchangeable and they all do a good job at fulfilling their role. I think the only role player for the Clippers that really matters is Russell Westbrook, and if he's going to continue to play lights out and cut when they're driving on the pick and rolls instead of standing there and taking that three-pointer, which he usually would do from the corner and either missing it or swinging it around, I think that is something that has added an extra dimension to what they do, because now, whereas that defender would be leaving off of Russ, that defender's not leaving Russ anymore, because if you turn your head to try to leave off of him, he's going right behind you. I like Amir Coffey. I think he's had a very, very solid development, especially since he was a rookie. I think I was there his rookie season. He's a very, very nice guy, nice gentleman. He fulfills his role, well. Like, the Clippers need grit guys that can come in, that can hit a shot, that want to play defense, and that want to be on the floor because they need some time. And to me, like, when I see guys like him, when they get minutes and get opportunity, even when I see Bones, when he occasionally gets his minutes, like, you can see that they want to be out there and that they want to play well. And even with a guy like Amir Coffey, like, I think didn't he have like 32 in a game this season or something like that? Like, randomly? He's a guy that can.
He shows up.
Yeah, he can score, but I don't think he's, no disrespect to him, I don't think he's going to be dynamic enough for him to make a difference in this series. I think it boils down to two things. Are the Mavericks going to hit their shots and their threes or in their layups, or are they not? And what you saw all season long was they were hitting their threes, they were hitting their layups. In game one, they were not hitting any threes, and they were missing layups. Daniel Gafford, the guy who almost tied Wilt Chamberlain's record of 35 field goals in a row, Daniel Gafford had 33. Was missing layups, point-blank shots at the rim. I could tell Ivica Zubac's physicality really bothered him and kind of took him a little bit off of his game and off his square. So I like the Clippers role guys, but to me, this series is not about what the Clippers can do.
Joel,
to me, this series is about if the Mavericks are serious or not. And all year long, I thought they were serious.
This is a stark difference in not what I was expecting to hear from Lucas. I don't believe stepfather. Believe. Can you believe what you're hearing?
No,
Thomas,
wait a minute.
He doesn't answer my text or phone calls anymore, Joel.
Listen,
So he doesn't
I've
answer
been
my text
sick,
or phone calls.
bro.
So I'm surprised.
And you a liar. You text me earlier
you
text me earlier that we deleted your video and you went live on the wrong channel. So don't sit up here and lie on the internet, LeBron. Stop lying, LeBron.
Joel,
LeBron Buford. That's your new nickname, LeBron Buford. Cam LeBron Buford.
It took him 5 minutes in that soliloquy to get to Luka.
No, I'm gonna tell you why I'm not putting it on. I'm not putting it on. I'm not putting it on Luka because they, as a team, did not show up to play. The whole team was bad. There was no one. There was no one.
I'm not gonna show up either if Luka gonna dribble out the ball. I'm chilling too.
No, but this is the other thing. They missed a bunch of wide open jumpers. A lot of even just the bad possessions they had were from missed wide open jumpers. The Clippers get the opportunity to get the ball back up court. You're not setting the offense. Like, the Clippers played very well in that game in transition. Luka was getting killed on every play in the first half, but in the second half he wasn't. They just couldn't hit any shots. They shot 35% from the game. What am I supposed to say? Are you telling me they're gonna shoot 35% for the whole series? If that's what you're telling me, then yes, the Clippers are gonna dog walk them. But I don't believe that's gonna happen every game. I don't believe that's gonna happen next game. I think last game was a very, very bad game. Even for Kyrie Irving, Kyrie was missing layups. When does Kyrie Irving miss layups? He was missing floaters.
He turned it on second
Kyrie
half.
But once you down by 30, it don't matter. You getting your ass whooped. Game over. Make it respectable at that point.
I guess we seen Lakers score 20 points. You know these games ain't over till they over. You all right?
I actually picked the
I still got the Mavs in 5.
Yeah,
I'm not.
You got the Mavs in 5.
I picked them in 5, and I'm not moving off my take until they win.
That's not happening.
It's not. I agree with you, Joel, but at least that cements, Joel, the point I was making, that he's still on the Luka fan base.
Yeah,
it just took him a while to get there. It took him a while to get there, longer than I suspected, Joel.
No, he loved Luka.
He's still a Luka's fan base.
You have to drop that down.
Jokic's brother was in the crowd beating up fans.
For real.
Fellas, I gotta go.
According to that. Now we're about to go too.
All right.
Hit me up at Voice of the Fans, at _ Voice of the Fans on Twitter. Tune into our show, Voice of the Fans podcast on Wednesday night.
Football next year. I'm coming for you, fantasy football next year.
Okay, Austin Reeves making an All-Star game. What happened to that? What happened to that?
You looked me with it. You asked me if Wemby was going to be Sean Bradley, so don't be coming, but asking me to talk about some crazy tape.
Well, I didn't say he was going to. That was a question. That was a question. It wasn't. I didn't say he was going to.
Stuff, you feel me?
But yeah, nonetheless, fans, make sure you guys tune in. Thank you guys for having me. Continue to talk. Enjoy the basketball. Enjoy the NBA playoffs, man. The NBA is fantastic. We got to enjoy this series, fellas, and I'll holler at you guys soon. Thank you, guys.
All righty, Kim. Thank you. We appreciate it. I'm not going to lie. I've given you all of the energy that I have. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to sleep. I got to wake up tomorrow and edit a show, so... final words for you, Joe. You want to talk to the fans? Who you got winning tomorrow?
I got winning tomorrow. I got Phoenix bouncing back. I'm gonna take them and beating Timberwolves. I got the Bucks going up 2-0, and I got the Clippers going up 2-0 tomorrow.
For me, I got the Timberwolves going up 2-0. I got the Bucks going up 2-0, and I have the Mavericks tying the series at 1-1. I think it'll be another great night of basketball. I'm so sad that I was unable to make the last game, but hopefully I'll be there. I forgot to email him for credentials. Pavy finna be so mad at me, but bro, I've been sick. But yeah, man, Hoops and Brews. We'll get up with y'all next time. Joe, peace. Have a good night, fans. Thank y'all, man. Peace out. They thought it was over.